We will continue the efforts to reconquer the territory and amplify the struggle.
Can an African leader scare the West? The legendary Ibrahim Traore is one of the West's concerns these days. They are simply hopeless under his rule and want to do something about it. But because of his stronghold, they can't do anything other than get mad. This leader has shown the West its limits. He told them where they stood if they only aimed to exploit Africa. But what did he do that made the West silent and did nothing to regain dominance over Burkina Faso? Let's find out. Certain personalities rise to prominence in global politics, captivating the collective imagination and inviting intense scrutiny. Among them stands Ibrahim Traore, an enigmatic figure in Burkina Faso's political landscape. Revered as a hero by many within his nation, Traore's ascent to power through a military coup has triggered cautionary whispers in the corridors of Western capitals.
It's not quite clear to me how come that Africa that has so many resources, water, solar energy, how come that currently it is the poorest continent in the world with the highest levels of famine? How come that we have to ask for help? We ask ourselves, but we don't get any answers. We have a chance to build new relationship. Hopefully, this relationship will be for the better to us in order to build a better future for our country. On behalf of my generation, I would like to say that due to poverty, many had to cross oceans in quest for a better life. At times, they die. At times, they starve. It's hard for them to survive.
But what lies at the heart of Traore's dual reception, eliciting adoration at home and wariness abroad? Traore's journey to prominence exemplifies the tumultuous history of Burkina Faso and its people's enduring quest for liberation. Born into a modest family on the outskirts of Ouagadougou, Traore experienced firsthand the socio-economic inequalities that plagued his nation. The scars of colonial exploitation and post-independence struggles shaped his worldview from an early age, instilling in him a genuine commitment to uplift the marginalized masses. As a young man, Traore witnessed the revolutionary fervor sweeping across Africa, fueling aspirations for self-determination and social justice. Inspired by the revolutionary ideals of Burkina Faso's iconic leader, Thomas Sankara, Traore embarked on a journey to challenge the status quo and champion the cause of the oppressed. Traore's path to power was paved with adversity and defiance. In the corridors of Burkina Faso's military barracks, he found comrades in arms who shared his vision for a more equitable society. Reaching through the ranks with a blend of strategic insight and charismatic leadership, Traore earned the respect and loyalty of his fellow soldiers. Yet, his ascent was not without controversy. Though hailed as a necessary measure by some, the decision to seize power through a military coup drew condemnation from international observers wary of another disruption to Burkina Faso's fragile democratic institutions. Traore's bold gamble would define his legacy, casting him as a savior and a usurper in the eyes of his people and the world. At the helm of Burkina Faso's destiny, Traore navigates a treacherous terrain, fraught with competing interests and entrenched power dynamics. His leadership style, characterized by a potent blend of pragmatism and idealism, reflects his deep-rooted commitment to realizing the aspirations of Burkina Faso's populace. Traore's vision for the nation is multifaceted, encompassing economic empowerment, social justice, and political stability. Drawing inspiration from Burkina Faso's rich history of resistance against colonial oppression, he seeks to forge a path towards self-reliance and sovereignty, free from the shackles of external interference. Traore's leadership is defined by his unwavering resolve to confront the many challenges facing Burkina Faso head-on. From the scourge of corruption to the threat of terrorism, he adopts a proactive stance, mobilizing resources and rallying support to address the root causes of instability. In foreign affairs, Traore's approach is marked by a delicate balancing act, as he seeks to assert Burkina Faso's autonomy while engaging with regional and global partners in pursuit of mutual interests. His diplomatic actions reflect a keen understanding of the complexities of international relations as he navigates the geopolitical currents shaping Burkina Faso's destiny. it is important to discuss the historical context of Burkina Faso, to understand how and why he ruled the country. Delving into Burkina Faso's complex socio-political tapestry unveils the foundational backdrop against which Ibrahim Traore's ascent unfolds. Situated in West Africa, Burkina Faso bears the scars of a tumultuous history, marked by colonial exploitation, successive authoritarian regimes, and persistent socio-economic inequalities. Since gaining independence from French colonial rule in 1960, the nation has grappled with challenges ranging from political instability to economic stagnation and social unrest. Traore's emergence as a pivotal figure in Burkina Faso's contemporary narrative is deeply intertwined with the nation's historical trajectory. Born into an era of post-colonial optimism tinged with disillusionment, Traore grew up amidst the echoes of political upheaval and social discontent. The legacy of colonialism cast a long shadow over Burkina Faso's fledgling democracy as successive governments struggled to navigate the complexities of nation-building amid entrenched power dynamics and external pressures. Against this backdrop of turmoil and uncertainty, Traore's rise to prominence embodies a yearning for change and renewal. His humble origins resonate with the aspirations of Burkina Faso's marginalized masses, whose voices have often been silenced or ignored by the corridors of power. Traore's journey from obscurity to prominence reflects his resilience, determination, and collective yearning for leadership that transcends the narrow confines of self-interest and elitism. Burkina Faso's socio-political landscape is characterized by a mosaic of ethnicities, languages, and cultural traditions, each contributing to the nation's rich tapestry of diversity. However, beneath this veneer of plurality lies a deeper divide rooted in socio-economic disparities and unequal access to resources. The rural-urban divide exacerbates existing inequalities, perpetuating cycles of poverty and marginalization that disproportionately affect vulnerable communities. Traore's emergence as a symbol of hope and renewal resonates deeply with Burkina Faso's populace, who have long endured the brunt of political repression and economic hardship. His commitment to addressing the root causes of poverty and inequality strikes a chord with those whom the entrenched systems of privilege and patronage have marginalized. Traore's rhetoric of inclusivity and empowerment offers hope in a landscape marked by despair and disillusionment. And what difference in Traore's leadership was there that made him different from other leaders? Ibrahim Traore emerges as a refreshing beacon of authenticity and integrity in a political landscape often marred by duplicity and self-interest. Unlike his predecessors, whose reigns were characterized by opulence and grandiosity, Traore eschews ostentatious displays of wealth, preferring to embody humility and service instead. His modest demeanor and unassuming approach resonate deeply with the Burkinabe populace, who have long yearned for a leader who prioritizes the common good over personal gain. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. Traore's commitment to inclusivity and dialogue sets him apart from the autocratic tendencies of past regimes, marking a departure from the politics of exclusion and repression. Rather than relying solely on the apparatus of state power to assert his authority, Traore seeks to engage with civil society and grassroots organizations, recognizing their invaluable role in shaping Burkina Faso's democratic discourse. By actively soliciting feedback and incorporating diverse perspectives into policymaking, Traore is willing to listen and learn from those he serves, fostering a sense of ownership and empowerment among the populace. At the heart of Traore's persona lies a steadfast dedication to upholding the principles of transparency and accountability. His administration prioritizes good governance and ethical conduct, instituting measures to combat corruption and promote public trust in state institutions. Traore leads by example, embracing a culture of openness and honesty in his interactions with domestic and international stakeholders. Traore inspires confidence and respect among his peers and constituents by demonstrating a firm commitment to ethical leadership, cementing his reputation as a principled statesman in a sea of political opportunism. Traore's authenticity and integrity serve as a source of inspiration for a nation grappling with the legacies of authoritarianism and corruption. His refusal to compromise on his principles in adversity speaks volumes about his character and resolve. Traore's leadership style embodies a fusion of pragmatism and idealism, grounded in a deep-seated belief in the transformative power of integrity and moral courage. As Burkina Faso continues its journey towards democracy and development, Traore's unwavering commitment to authenticity and integrity serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path towards a brighter and more equitable future for all Burkinabés. Now you must be thinking, what did he do in his tenure? Ibrahim Traore's leadership tenure is characterized by a bold and ambitious economic and social reform agenda, driven by a steadfast commitment to uplifting the marginalized and fostering sustainable development. Since assuming office, Traore has spearheaded a series of transformative initiatives to address the root causes of poverty and inequality, focusing on improving access to essential services and opportunities for all Burkinabés. Central to Traore's reform agenda is a comprehensive approach to infrastructure development, recognizing modernized infrastructure's critical role in unlocking economic potential and improving quality of life. Under his stewardship, Burkina Faso has witnessed unprecedented investments in key sectors such as transportation, energy, and telecommunications, laying the groundwork for long-term growth and prosperity. From constructing new roads and bridges to expanding electricity grids and internet connectivity, Traore's infrastructure projects have enhanced connectivity and mobility, generated employment opportunities, and stimulated the nation's economies. In addition to infrastructure development, Traore has prioritized investment in education and human capital development as cornerstones of Burkina Faso's long-term development strategy, recognizing the transformative power of education in breaking the cycle of poverty and empowering individuals to realize their full potential. Traore has implemented ambitious reforms to expand access to quality education at all levels. From primary schools to universities, Traore's administration has worked tirelessly to improve educational infrastructure, enhance teacher training programs, and increase enrollment rates, ensuring that every Burkinabé child can receive a quality education regardless of their socio-economic background. Furthermore, Traore's commitment to social justice and equality extends beyond the realm of infrastructure and education to encompass a wide range of social welfare initiatives aimed at improving the well-being of the most vulnerable members of society. From healthcare reforms to social assistance programs, Traore's policies prioritize the needs of marginalized communities, providing essential services and support to those who need it most. By investing in healthcare infrastructure, expanding access to healthcare services, and strengthening social safety nets, Traore seeks to ensure that all Burkinabés have access to the necessities of life, regardless of their income or social status. Beyond the domestic front, Traore's pursuit of a non-aligned foreign policy has garnered widespread acclaim both at home and abroad. Traore's commitment to neutrality and sovereignty has positioned Burkina Faso as a beacon of stability and independence in a region often plagued by geopolitical rivalries and external interference. By eschewing alignment with any single power bloc or ideological camp, Traore has successfully navigated the complex dynamics of international relations, safeguarding Burkina Faso's autonomy and promoting peaceful coexistence in a volatile world. But handling a nation was never always a bed of roses for him. He had to face many challenges and also criticism. Ibrahim Traore's leadership faces the harsh scrutiny of critics who raise valid concerns regarding the erosion of democratic norms and allegations of human rights abuses under his administration. According to the West, while Traore's vision for Burkina Faso is undeniably ambitious and his commitment to reform commendable, detractors argue that his methods have sometimes turned perilously close to authoritarianism, undermining the democratic principles he claims to uphold. One of the primary criticisms West leveled against Traore's leadership is the perceived erosion of democratic institutions and processes. Despite his initial promise to restore democracy following the military coup that brought him to power, Traore's tenure has been marred by allegations of electoral irregularities, suppression of political opposition, and restrictions on freedom of expression. Critics argue that Traore's consolidation of power has come at the expense of pluralism and political pluralism, stifling dissent and entrenching a culture of political hegemony. Moreover, concerns have been raised regarding the state of human rights under Traore's administration, particularly in the context of security operations against insurgent groups in the Sahel region. While Traore's government has faced significant security challenges, including the rise of Islamist extremism and violence, human rights organizations have documented instances of extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests, and forced displacement in the name of counter-terrorism. Critics argue that Traore's heavy-handed approach to security risks alienating marginalized communities and exacerbating grievances, further fueling the cycle of violence and instability. But let's not forget that all these concerns come from the West, which is already very mad about Traore's refusal to let them control the country. We will also talk about why he didn't let West exert influence later in the video. The list of concerns from the West does not end here. In addition to these domestic challenges, they say, Traore's leadership must contend with external pressures and geopolitical dynamics that threaten to undermine Burkina Faso's sovereignty and autonomy. As a landlocked nation in the heart of West Africa, Burkina Faso is vulnerable to the influence of regional powers and international actors seeking to advance their interests in the Sahel region. Traore's commitment to non-alignment and neutrality has earned him praise for safeguarding Burkina Faso's independence. Still, Western critics, mainly the leaders, warn that his pragmatism may compromise the nation's long-term strategic interests and values. So, why didn't he let the West have any control over Burkina Faso? Ibrahim Traore, acutely aware of this historical backdrop, stood resolute in his determination to shield Burkina Faso from the grasp of external control and manipulation. His steadfast resistance to Western influence was not merely a matter of principle, but a strategic imperative rooted in the nation's quest for sovereignty, economic independence, and cultural preservation. Traore's skepticism towards Western involvement in Burkina Faso's affairs was deeply informed by the nation's painful history of colonial exploitation and neo-colonial machinations. From the ravages of European colonization to the insidious tactics of economic imperialism, Burkina Faso had borne the brunt of Western greed and aggression for centuries. Traore, aware of this legacy, was wary of repeating past mistakes and recognized the inherent dangers of allowing external forces to dictate the nation's destiny. At the heart of Traore's resistance to Western control lay a genuine desire to achieve economic independence and self-reliance for Burkina Faso. He understood that the nation's prosperity could not be secured through dependence on foreign aid or exploitation of its natural resources for the benefit of Western powers. Instead, Traore envisioned a future where Burkina Faso charted its economic course, free from the shackles of external interference and exploitation. Traore sought to lay the foundation for sustainable development and prosperity for future generations by safeguarding the nation's economic sovereignty. Traore's commitment to maintaining Burkina Faso's political sovereignty and autonomy was unwavering. He recognized that allowing Western control or interference in the nation's affairs could undermine its ability to make independent decisions on governance, diplomacy, and national security. Traore was determined to protect Burkina Faso's right to self-determination, ensuring that its destiny remained firmly in the hands of its people rather than external actors with their agendas. Beyond politics and economics, Traore was deeply invested in preserving Burkina Faso's rich cultural heritage and identity. He understood that Western influence could threaten the nation's traditional values, languages, and customs, potentially eroding the social fabric that bound Burkina Faso's diverse communities. Traore sought to shield Burkina Faso's cultural identity from external encroachment, fostering a sense of pride and unity among its people in the face of outside pressures. Traore navigated the complex web of global politics with a keen eye toward Burkina Faso's interests in a world marked by shifting alliances and power struggles. He understood that allowing Western control could entangle the nation in power games between competing powers, jeopardizing its stability and security. By maintaining neutrality and independence, Traore ensured that Burkina Faso could pursue its agenda on the international stage, free from the constraints of external alliances or obligations. So, why is the West scared of him? The Western anxiety towards Ibrahim Traore stems from his unyielding resolve to challenge their dominance and hold them accountable for their actions. Traore's principled stance against Western hegemony and his insistence on asserting Burkina Faso's sovereignty have unsettled Western capitals, accustomed to wielding influence over developing nations without question. Traore's willingness to confront Western powers and demand accountability has struck fear into the hearts of Western policymakers. Traore has disrupted the narrative of benevolence often propagated by Western nations by vocalizing criticisms of Western exploitation and neo-colonial practices. His audacity to expose Western hypocrisy has earned him enemies among Western elites who prefer compliant allies over vocal challengers. Traore's rejection of the neoliberal agenda promoted by Western institutions like the IMF and the World Bank has sent shockwaves through Western corridors of power. His refusal to adhere to these institutions' austerity measures and structural adjustment programs challenges the hegemony of Western economic models. Traore's insistence on prioritizing the needs of Burkina Faso's people over Western interests threatens to undermine Western economic dominance in the region. Traore's defiance lies at the core of his commitment to asserting Burkina Faso's sovereignty and autonomy. His refusal to bow to Western demands and insistence on charting an independent course have rattled Western policymakers. Traore's non-aligned stance and determination to prioritize Burkina Faso's national interests above Western agendas have made him a thorn in Western powers seeking compliant allies in the region. Traore's advocacy for Pan-Africanism and regional integration has further compounded Western fears. His efforts to foster closer ties with other African nations and promote African unity challenged Western dominance. Western capitals view any potential challenge to their hegemony in Africa with suspicion and alarm, and Traore's Pan-African vision threatens to disrupt their grip on the region. What are your thoughts on Traore's leadership style? Do you believe his pragmatic approach is the right path for Burkina Faso? In the comment section, let us know what lessons other nations grappling with similar challenges can learn. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.